Okay, I think we're live on the air. I think. All right. Well, welcome to everybody out there. Thank you for joining us today. I feel very like broadcaster right now, broadcaster Lindsay. But yeah, as you guys know, this is a super exciting day because my album came out today. And first, I just want to thank all of you guys so much for your support and for just, always supporting me and just really making it possible for me to do what I love. I can't believe that the album it's #1 right now, and my mind is blown. But anyways, before I ramble too much, I want to introduce to you guys some of the key people that I created this album with. So, drum roll please, everybody. First of all, we have Silas. Want to introduce yourself?
What's up? Hey guys, Silas. Chilling.
Just chilling in the studio. I love it. Do you want to tell them about some of the, what you like to do and how you work, or maybe your own project?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's for this record, it was something totally different than what I'm used to, which was awesome because all the new challenges that it presented kind of opened up kind of a whole new sonic spectrum for me as far as the music production sense. So I don't know. I feel like I've grown on this record, and kind of walking away from it feeling like I'm seeing music in a different light, which is good.
Awesome.
I can expand on that more later.
We will. We will get more into this. And I actually, going backwards a little bit, I wanted to do this especially because I get asked a lot about what my writing process is and how do you create these songs or these beats or the violin parts. And so since I worked with Silas and Dia, who you're about to meet quite a bit on this album, I thought this would be a great way for you guys to kind of get a real inward look on how it works for me. Anyways, everybody has a different style. And that brings up Dia. So Dia, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dia Frampton, a singer-songwriter, also from Utah. So Lindsay and I are both Utah girls. But yeah, I've been playing music for a really long time and was so excited to be a part of this album. It's so amazing, and congratulations to you, Lindsay and everyone. Yeah, it was super, super fun, and so awesome to work with so much talent. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Hi, everybody.
Awesome, and a lot of you guys probably know this, some of you may not, but Dia is actually, I'm lucky enough to have her come on the road with our tour, and so we're going to be road trip buddies basically for the next month, because Dia's coming on the first half of the tour. So we are super lucky to have her. And Dia, do you want to tell them a little bit about what you're going to be doing on the road with us?
Yeah, the tour starts May 13th, and we're going to be opening for you. Really, really excited, and already planning how to pack the least amount of stuff in my suitcase because I accumulate so many ridiculous things on tour. But yeah, we're going to be performing We Are Giants together, which I'm super excited about. And I'm working on a new EP now, so some of my new songs as well. But I'm just really excited. And I met your band the other day, and you're all such sweethearts, so it's going to be fun.
Oh, good. Honestly, we're going to have so much fun. We have the best people on the road with us. And a lot of you guys out there, you know Drew and Gabi. And we also have some new people added to the tour, so I'm excited for you guys all to get to know everybody better. Get to know Dia, get to know the new dancers, and so anyways, lots of new stuff. I can't wait to come and show you guys what we've been working on for the past couple months. But getting back to, sorry, I get very distracted easily, but getting back to kind of the writing process and the album, which is kind of what we're here to talk about today. I think I did 7 of the songs on the album with Silas. Is that right?
That is right.
Yeah. We did, you want to tell them the songs that we did? It was.
I would love to tell them the song titles. We did Beyond the Veil, We Are Giants with Miss Dia Frampton, Shatter Me with Lizzie Hale, Master of Tides, Swag, Take Flight, Mirror House, and is there something else I'm forgetting?
Oh, I think you got them all.
Hold on, I've got the album right here.
Oh, good. Oh.
Product placement. We did. No, that's it. Yeah.
That's it. I think you got it.
Yeah.
You
So,
know. Oh, sorry. Go on.
no, I didn't have anything to say.
Oh, it's funny. When I first started to write, I had this idea, like right at the beginning of creating the album. I had in my head that picture, right? Oh, I'm trying to point at it. It's mirrored there, right there. I had that picture in my head of this ballerina and this cracked snow globe, and in my mind, I just wanted to write a song. I didn't know it was going to be called Shatter Me. But I wanted to write a song about the ballerina in the music box, and I was like, I want it to be like a dubstep song that's like a music box becoming dubstep. And, I actually tried to write this song on my own, and it was actually, the first version of it was called Happy Now. And I was so excited about it because it was about this idea that I loved so much, but nobody liked it. And then I realized, oh yeah, I actually don't even like it. So I went then to Dia and Silas, and together we wrote Shatter Me. And so it was really cool to be able to take a concept that I had and I wanted to do and that I was so passionate about, and then to go to two people. Like, I'd never written lyrics before, and so to be able to go to Dia, who's amazing at writing lyrics, and Silas, who also is incredible at writing lyrics and producing. And so, do you guys want to talk a little bit about how that went?
Yes, I would love to, because this one was so much fun to do. And yeah, and I think I can speak on behalf of Dia too. We were just so, I think, blown away by how much you had to contribute lyrically to the song. I think everyone in the world knows you as this virtuoso instrumentalist, but you also really do have a vision lyrically, and that really, yeah, totally just kind of blew me away when we were writing this. And I just remember, like, so many moments when we were stopping and being like, God, you are so on point right now. What is going on? Like, moments where I would expect that, because Dee and I do so much lyric writing and what we do, that we would always have the first idea, but so much of the time you were just there with it, and that was really cool because I don't think this song could have been what it is without that. Yeah, and I think we should really touch on the glockenspiel a little bit too.
Yes, yes.
So maybe I could just announce that I'm just going to quit producing, writing everything, and just go into like session glockenspiel playing, because that's obviously like my greatest talent.
It was pretty impressive.
Maybe we should clarify too, because for people listening, a glockenspiel is essentially, it's kind of like a xylophone. So it's got these little metal bars, and they kind of laid out like a keyboard, and you hit them with these mallets. I think maybe some people would hear the song and think that I just played those little bell parts on a keyboard, but that's actually this really cheap little glockenspiel that I borrowed from a friend of mine that probably cost like $2 somewhere, maybe even less.
Well, it was so funny because I told Silas like this idea, and I sent him my first draft of the song, and I was like, I want it to sound like a music box, and and like I said, it was a completely different song, different melody, totally different lyrics. The only thing I wanted to keep about it was the music box idea and the feeling that the song created, and so it's a whole. I was like, I want to start from scratch with something new though, and I show up. And he's got, like, right when I walk in, he's got this little glockenspiel, and he's, like, practicing, like, different little melodies.
Let's not forget how hard I was rocking when I was playing those, too.
Yes.
I let the world have it on that glockenspiel.
You did. It was pretty impressive. Especially, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it starts out, bum, 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 bum. It's, like, really slow. But once it picks up with the... Somebody shine a light. I mean, he was going. Dun, 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 dun. It was pretty funny. From Dia and I, we were just like sitting back, like, he's doing it. Like, he's going for it.
It was a pretty epic moment in my musical journey, that glockenspiel on that track.
Yeah, do you still have it?
It's somewhere around, I think. But please, no requests for a glockenspiel solo during this Google Hangout.
At the LA show, will you please come play play the glockenspiel live, please?
Oh, let me think on it. I'm gonna have to run that past some people. My heart tells me yes. My heart says yes. Silas, rock that Glock till the end of time. However, there are a team of people I have to clear the idea with before we can do that.
Okay, well, you let me know. You talk to your people, and then, there's always a spot for you. Just saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Dia, actually, it's funny because this is the first time we've ever talked about this. Like, we wrote the song together, and then I remember we were all, like, super excited as we were writing it, but then we all went our stuff, we haven't actually, like, revisited this and talked about it. So I'm actually, like, curious to hear, Dia, what was your, like, take on the whole thing?
I obviously, really loved working on Shatter Me. It's really cool to start a song with such a direct vision of, what you wanted to present and what you want it to mean emotionally, and even sometimes when I think about writing, I think about what do I want the audience to take away from this or the listener to take away from this. And lots of times I'll go into sessions or a writing session, or even when I'm writing on my own, I'll kind of be like, I don't know what I'm feeling, we'll see what comes out, or I'll go in with another artist and I'll kind of be like, we'll do whatever. But it was really cool to speak to you, and you were so driven on what you wanted to do and your vision for the album and for the song and the music box and escaping from that kind of prison. And it was really cool. I myself as a songwriter, I kind of see it as a challenge. I'm like, I think that is such a brilliant idea, and I want to make sure we execute it as best as we possibly can. And that's why when I went to your album release party and I saw the music video on the big screen, I seriously got chills because it was so cool to see the vision come together in an obvious visual way, but with the music and you and the amazing lighting and just everything. I was like a little kid. I was just so excited. So it was really cool to watch the vision come together so well and so beautifully.
Awesome. I think that's probably why, like, the video part is one of my favorite parts of the process of everything that we do, is just because I'm like, that's when it all becomes, like, I feel like the full package of, like, this is what I saw in my head back when I was writing the song, and now, to bring it to life is so, I think, so fun. Fun for me. Let's see. Okay, I want to look at some questions here now because you guys are writing in some really good questions. So, let's see. Okay, this one is from, let's see, Cynthia. It says, Lindsey, what inspires you to make songs like Shatter Me? You're amazing, and thank you for everything you do. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. Well, Shatter Me, I think everybody goes through basically a time or times, like multiple times, we find ourselves being weighed down or almost feeling like we're trapped inside these expectations of what maybe we feel others expect of us or what we expect of ourselves. And sometimes those can be, we may feel like those things are protecting us, but I reached a point in my life when I realized that all these expectations and what I thought was making me happy, it was all fake. It was all just a facade, and inside I really wasn't happy. And so this whole album, the theme of it basically is about learning to break free. And in my experience, when I finally learned to break free, it wasn't, in the beginning, it wasn't an easy process, and it actually was a very painful process. And there was a point where I wondered, oh my gosh, if I change this part of myself, like, is it going to break me, and will there be anything left? And so the story of this ballerina is about how she learns to break, basically, the shell that is around her, and it's not that she shattered, basically, it's that her shell shattered and she discovered herself. And that's how I felt at one point in my life, and that's why it was so great to work with Silas and Dia, because they were able to help me. Like, I kept throwing out these random images, random ideas, and they helped me turn it into something so poetic. And I think it was Silas that came up with the phrase "shatter me," and we were all like, oh, "Wow!" And then at that moment, I was like, "I want to call the album that." That's like the name of the album. So that's kind of where that came from. And I'm going to pass this next question off to Silas. I was asked what was your favorite song to write, and so out of the songs we wrote together, which is your favorite song or the writing process, which was your favorite to do the writing process with, and then second part of it, which is our favorite song to hear. So I'm going to pass that one off to you, Silas.
Favorite song to work on and favorite song to hear. I think, you know, I'm going to say my favorite one to work on was the first one you and I did together, which was Beyond the Veil, just because it was just like such a moment to kind of, I don't know, to meet you for the first time, to figure out if we could work together, what we would make if we could work together, and it was, I don't know, such a memorable experience for me. I mean, I'm so used to working with vocalists, and there's sort of a system I think I tend to fall into when I'm writing a song. So I had to kind of completely approach it from a different angle, and I know you did too. You know, it was a different sort of writing process for you than you normally would do. And I just remember when we started playing the track back, and then you just started coming up with these really great melodies and started playing, you know, these amazing violin parts. I mean, I couldn't stop watching you play. Like, I just wanted to sit there and just listen. And I just kind of started to see at that moment, you know, what the song could be and where we could go with it, and it was just so inspiring. And I think I kind of decided at that moment that I wanted to do as many songs for you as possible, because it was just, I don't know, just so different than anything I'd ever done, and I just loved it. And I think the one that I find myself listening to the most, I think Take Flight.
Yeah.
Is the one that I find myself jamming the most. I don't know why. You know what it is, Lindsay? It's that. Do you remember when we were working on it? It's that melody. It's that little half step right there. I remember when you came up with that, like it just sent chills down our spines. Like we couldn't stop obsessing over that note. Like it just felt like such a sweet spot. So every time I just love listening back to that one. That moment really hits me pretty hard still. So.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree. I think one of my favorite songs, and it was one that really grew on me. Like the more I listened to it, the more I was like,
yeah.
oh my goodness, like I really like this, and like the more I hear it, the more I love it. Was Take Flight, and you know, it's funny when we did Beyond the Veil. Like we showed up, and you know the track was there, and then I was like, okay, well I'll take it home and I'm gonna work on it, and Silas was like, no, like, I have a vocal booth right there, like, you should get in there and play some stuff. And my response was, oh, no, I actually never write in front of anybody. Like, I'll take it home and I'll come back in, like, a week and then we'll work on something. And before I knew it, he had convinced me to, like, get in the booth. And I had headphones on and he started the track and I was so intimidated. I was like, who does this guy think he is? Like, I don't write in front of people. Like, I write by myself. But, you know, so I kept apologizing as I'd play and make a mistake. I'd be like, I'm sorry. And then finally I was like, no, I'm just going to play the same way I would play if I was at my own apartment. And it was amazing to have, like, that second ear. And because a lot of times when you're writing or when you're creating something, you second guess yourself. And you're like, oh, I don't know if that's good. I don't know if I like that. But to have Silas being able to, like, then, like, tell me that part was awesome, like this part was magic, you know, let's work on this part, and just to really help me hone in on the parts. It was so incredible and actually very freeing, and yeah, and it was the first time I'd ever written like that, and that's how I ended up writing almost the whole rest of the album was in that style, because I was like, I actually, even though it's scary, I was like, I really like this. So
yeah, so many cool things happen when you just kind of go with it and just start playing things or singing things. You know, these unexpected moments you can't really plan, you can't really sit there and just think it up in your head. It's like you have to get your fingers moving or, you know, your voice singing something for the moments to happen. And we got so many cool melodies that way just by, like, just jamming the track over and over again.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how I like to write, is just jam, just play the track over and over again. I'll play a bunch of terrible things, and then finally something good will come out. And it was great because Silas would also record everything I played, and so I wouldn't have to, like, really think about it. I was able to just play and not even have to worry about remembering anything, because then we could listen to it after I played it and be like, ooh, that's actually, ooh, I like that. Well, I don't like that, you know.
Right.
But it was really cool, and it was new for me.
Yeah, I loved it. It was so cool.
I'm gonna, let's see, Emily Randall asked us, which city are you most excited about for the tour? And so I'm gonna let you answer that first, Dia. Is there any specific city that you're most excited to go to?
I'm so excited about Portland because they have Voodoo Donuts there. They're so amazing. Have you had Voodoo Donuts before?
No, you must explain to me what a voodoo donut is.
Well, it's this 24-hour donut shop in Portland that's super famous, and I went there the other like a month ago, and there was a line out the door even though it was raining, and they have all these crazy donuts. Like some of them have like Captain Crunch on them, and like blueberry cream with all this crazy stuff. It's pretty impressive. But Portland is one of my favorite food places, and they have this ice cream place that has Lucky Charm ice cream. I'm sorry. I'm going to make you gain like 50 pounds on tour.
We just got to be extra energetic when we perform. Then we don't have anything to worry about.
Like, badly copying all your dance moves backstage for like my own workout after ice cream. But no, Portland is such an amazing city, and as a foodie, I love Portland and love to ride my bike around there. So hopefully we have time to rent bikes and hang out. But
gosh, I'm so down to go on I always wanted to do that, like in some of the cities. I was like, I mean, what a great way to go do a little sightseeing venture to like rent a bike. Let's do it in Portland.
Yes, absolutely.
And you can show me all these, because I love trying food in the places we go. So I'm excited. You'll be like my Portland tour food guide.
Absolutely.
Sweet. I think I am probably most excited about. I'm gonna have to. I feel like I'm choosing a favorite child. I better be careful here. I am excited about. I think San Francisco. I love the Warfield. It's one of my favorite venues, and the fact that we get to do 2 shows there, that's pretty awesome. So, but I'm excited to go everywhere. So, can't wait. I just can't wait to go on tour. So, yeah. Also, let's talk a little bit about We Are Giants. We 3 also wrote We Are Giants together, and do you guys want to talk a little bit about that one? Actually had a very different process than Shatter Me. So do you guys want to kind of talk about a little bit about how that went?
Dia, you start us out.
We Are Giants. I was listening to that today in the car. It was awesome. Man, the thing that I really love about that song is it's instantly inspirational and uplifting, and we were trying to get that message across. And sometimes, you know, uplifting songs can kind of come off a little cheesy. So we were trying pretty hard to not cross that line. And I love how it makes you feel like you can do anything and you know, be inspired. And it was interesting writing because most of the time I'm so focused on the vocal line, but the violin plays such a big part in every song, and it was really important for me and I think all of us to kind of have the vocal melody and the violin kind of be in a special dance together and not step on each other's toes, and that was challenging, but also really, really fun. I find myself, you know, as I'm listening to the song, singing back some of the violin parts, which I don't often do for music, you know, sing back guitar solo or something. So it's really cool to have it be such a big part and as memorable as everything, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that was like, oh, I'm sorry, Lindsay, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to kind of say, along with what Dia was saying, it was funny because that one, we knew we wanted it to be an uplifting message. We didn't really know exactly what we wanted to say. And I don't know how you came up with it, Dia, but all of a sudden you were just like, we are giants. Like, let's say, like, what if we had a song about, like, being, like, big and strong and, like, and anyway, so we based the whole song just off of that, like, statement when Dia said, we are giants, and we were all like, that's really cool. So, anyways, that was where that whole idea just kind of spawned from, was Dia saying that statement. Where did you come up with that?
I think I read it somewhere, just the word giants, and I just thought it was such a cool thing because even myself, sometimes I just feel so small, you know, especially in Los Angeles. It's a really competitive place to live, and you know, there's even just being in, I started taking acting class recently and like going out for auditions and sitting in a waiting room with 20 girls going for the same part, and I just started to feel really insecure and competitive and weird and even jealous at some people, and I hate that feeling. It's a terrible feeling to be jealous of somebody. It's an ugly feeling, and that's why it was just, for me, it was like really becoming something bigger than yourself, and getting out of feeling small and feeling like I couldn't do something. You know, I think I had a visual of just taking up space in that room. When you walk in the room, you know who you are and you're confident in who you are, and yeah, that's what We Are Giants means to me.
I love that. And what were you gonna say, Silas?
Well, I don't know. You guys pretty much covered it. Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say that. It was just this was the first one that the three of us wrote together with the vocal, and it was like just really an interesting, kind of challenging process to kind of figure out how we could get equal parts vocal, equal parts violin into a pop structured song and have it make sense and keep the momentum there. And like that, I had so much fun, just all of us kind of there, just, you know, figuring it out, and I don't know, making lots of mistakes and making lots of awesome decisions after those mistakes to make it all work out. It was really cool, really memorable for me. So
Yeah, and I loved, it was an extra challenge also, and I remember us realizing this. We're like, wow, since the song is being shared in a duet style, like it was kind of like a duet as we saw it between the violin and the vocal, and so we thought, we were realizing, oh, it's really hard to say something profound because we had half the words that a normal song has. We had to try to say something really important that we wanted to share, but we had to say it very concisely and be very creative with the way we said it. I remember that was something we were all like, ooh, wish we could say more.
Yeah.
But no, that was super fun. Let me see if there's any more good questions. Somebody's asking if any of us were ever in band or orchestra in high school. We have just, I'll be quick with this. We have just a couple minutes left. I was actually in both. I was a band nerd and an orc dork, so yay to me for being cool in high school. Yes. Hey, I was proud of it, though. I played the violin, the flute, and the baritone randomly. Were either of you guys in band or orchestra in high school, or choir?
I had a band outside of school, like a punk rock band, a fake nose piercing. You know, I'm so scared of needles, I would never really do that. Yeah, I had like
hardcore, Deanne.
So we would play at like coffee shops and arts festivals and stuff like that on the weekends. It's fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's way cooler than being a band nerd and orc dork. What about you, Silas?
You know, I spent a lot of my teenage years in my room with a bunch of synthesizers. That is a lot of how my high school years were spent.
Awesome.
But what's that?
I said
but
awesome.
I will say that I was a total piano geek as a kid. I was that annoying kid that, you know, used to bring his sheet music to class and study it in front of all the other kids, just thinking that was like a really great move for my social situation.
Hey, you could write notes to girls on those piano sheets.
Bravely mistaken.
I think girls dig that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, probably not so much, but
no.
Maybe in hindsight, you know, it's got retroactive appeal to it. One of those.
I just remembered one other thing. I know we're almost out of time, but I just have to tell this, and I hope this doesn't embarrass you, Dia. But oh my gosh, the first moment I met Dia, do you remember this?
Yes.
I walk in and she's got full-on curler rollers. Is that what they're called? What were they called?
They were just like my little rainbow curler rollers. I cannot believe, actually, that I did that in front of you.
Oh no, it was the best. Talk about breaking the ice. You know, I was kind of nervous. I always get nervous to write with somebody new, and I walk in, and Dia's like, we talk about just being like, hey, let's just do this. Let's write. Like, we're not trying to impress anybody. She's got full-on rollers.
Dia knows how to go hard. She knows how to go.
You guys, I probably had something really important after, okay? Like, Nothing.
Okay, we it was awesome though, and Randa, she's like, "Hi, I'm Dia. Sorry, I've got something after this, and I want to look nice." And I was just like, "This girl's awesome. I think we're gonna be friends."
Well, now that I know it made such an impression on you, Lindsay, I'm thinking that maybe I should curl my hair next time.
Please do.
For the next record, you won't have seen me in like a year and a half, and then you just come in the studio and I'm just like straight up in curlers. No big deal. No explanation.
Oh my gosh, please do. And if you give me a memo, I'll wear curlers as well. So we could all show up with curlers. All right, well, it looks like we're out of time, but everyone, thank you so much for joining us. And again, thanks so much for the support. I'm so excited about everything. I'm totally overwhelmed. Oh, and if you didn't know, my album came out today. So, yay. But yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Dee and I will be on the road together, and I'm sure that Silas and I are going to be working together, creating more music a lot in the future. So,
congratulations, Lindsay.
Congratulations.
All right, I love you all. Mwah.
There, guys.